I love your background. It looks like Emma's right there behind you.
Thank you so much. And I was very inspired. A big congrats on Emily. A haunting, heartfelt film about one of the most beloved authors of all time, and I love it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Oh, you're so welcome. Let's begin with the basics. Miss Frances, what made you want to make this your feature film debut and focus on Emily among all the sisters?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just generally a bit of a Brontë geek. I love all the Brontes, but Emily is someone who's always spoken to me in probably a more intense way. I loved Wuthering Heights. I read it when I was 15. And for me, the characters, they were so rebellious and kind of out there, and that environment, the wind and the rain, I don't know, it just spoke to my angsty teenage self. And then when I was looking for like an idea for my first film, I really felt in Emily, you know, she was somebody who was kind of misunderstood, I think, and was an introvert and yet had this fierce imagination. And I really identified with that in a lot of ways. And yeah, so I decided to tell a story that kind of celebrated who she was.
That's right. It's an homage. But I read somewhere, though, that making a biopic about Emily Brontë is a challenge for most biographers because to assess because of her reclusive nature. Did you find that to be the truth?
I mean, to be honest, when you actually read all the biographies, there is actually quite a few breadcrumbs, you know, a breadcrumb trail of all these different ideas and different kind of moments in her life that you do actually get a very clear idea of who she was. And so we kind of used elements, things that I discovered, moments in Wuthering Heights, and kind of I weaved them together in terms of a narrative that's not strictly biographical. It's more like an exploration about Emily Brontë and also her voice in terms of, I mean, the narrative and the theme of the film really is like, how do you find your own authentic voice if what that is different and maybe not accepted by other people? And I think that's something that still speaks to young people today.
I'm not young, but I still follow that.
We don't have to dwell on that. Let's
Real quick, let's talk about the brilliant, brilliant, brilliant Emma Mackey. I mean, what made you zero in on her as your Emily?
You know what, I wasn't that aware of Emma. My son watched Sex Education and he said he loved that show. But anyway, my casting director said you should really see Emma. She came in and read, and she did one scene, and both the casting director and I just looked at each other and we kind of realized that we'd found our Emily. And there was just something in her, like she's first, like we have all these French scenes in the film and she's, you know, a fluent French speaker, so that's helpful. But it was really more than that. She was just, you know, she's very intelligent. She has this kind of depth of feeling in her acting. And also I think she can, you know, in playing an introvert, you can read a lot on Emma's face with her doing very little. Like we feel the depth of her feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I totally agree. So, Miss Frances, a big congrats on Emily. Again, I have a feeling that if Wuthering Heights spoke to you as a little rebellious teenage angsty girl, I believe that Emily will speak to the new rebellious teenage angsty girls of this generation.
Oh, good. I hope so. I really do.
Oh, good. Congrats again. Fantastic film about freedom in thought. And I just want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, thank you. You too. I hope you're doing something nice later.
I will. Thanks, Miss Frances.
Right.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.